Hello everyone, my name is Reese, and you have already read the title of this video. So for the first stone sword key, you want to come to Castle Morne, and make your way to the Western Lookout Tower Site of Grace. This is a new Site of Grace added by the Convergence mod. From here, you want to loop back round on yourself, if you did come this direction, and make your way over to the wooden platform here. From here, you want to drop down into this piece of land. It's a pretty damaging fall, you might need to level up your vigor. If you survive the fall, you will find the stone sword key on this corpse here. It's not appearing since I already have it. The next key is found in Stormveil. You want to come to the lift side chamber, Site of Grace, and in the Convergence mod, this door is removed so you can walk straight on through. From here, you want to drop down into the pit. I've already come through here, so the tree spirit is already dead. When you come down here, you will you will find a human enemy, added by Convergence. He's a bit of a glass cannon, but he's annoying nevertheless. But the main issue in the area is the tree spirit found here. But once you get through him, it's only thing left is the long ladder climb up to the room where the key is located. When you get to the top of the ladder, you will find the stone sword key on this corpse here. The next key is found in Raya Lucaria. You want to find the Academy Rooftops Site of Grace. This is another new Site of Grace added by Convergence. From here, you want to drop down onto this roof. And then you want to sprint across and jump over the pit. Make sure to avoid the knight's arrows, as getting hit by one will probably knock you off, and you will probably fall off the roofs. Take the same path I'm taking, jump here to avoid the pit, and once you're in this room you want to get rid of the cuckoo knights, since they throw glintstone pebbles at you, and they'll either knock you off the ladder completely, or they'll damage you, which isn't good. Once you get to the top of the ladder, there is a bit of loot for you to collect up here. There's a chest, and there's also a glintstone crab here to kill. However, our main interest is the stone sword key, and it is found on this corpse here. The final stone sword key is found in Caria Manor. I have teleported to the Loretta Site of Grace, however the boss does not need to be fought to reach this stone sword key. Approach the entrance to the arena, and then take a left. From here you can head through a hole in the wall, which will lead you down a set of wooden platforms. Make sure to jump onto each platform, as a fall from this height will most likely be lethal. You can probably see at the bottom, there is a warrior jar, as well as a lot of mini jars. However, they can be outran, and we can make our way to this location, where you will find the stone sword key. There is no corpse, it will just be floating. And those are the locations of the 4 stone sword keys found on the map in the Convergence mod. One thing to mention is that a bonus key can be picked up on character creation. However, it will not unlock you anything else, and it will simply save you the time of picking up an extra one of these keys presented in the video. Now, Convergence changes the teleport locations a bit, so I will now go to each location so you can see if actually going to these locations is actually worth your time. So the most southern, the one I've just passed through, is the one that takes you to Farum Azula. Convergence conveniently adds a Site of Grace here. From here you can drop down in the usual fashion. You will find the regular enemies here. Probably want to get rid of them. They do have the Farum Azula health, so if you're coming here early, you might want to prepare for that, since these guys have a large health pool, and they hit pretty hard. Obviously, you haven't done too much damage to me, since this build I'm currently using as a pure tank. Here you can find a warding remnant, which is really useful. But what they have added in the Convergence mod is a path to the rest of Farum Azula. So, walking along here, you will find a few enemies. However, if you dealt with the ones back there, you shouldn't find these ones too hard either. In fact, you can just walk past that guy. And probably this guy too. Once you've walked down all these pillars and other various floating debris, you will get to the new area added by the Convergence mod. It's a pretty good overlook here of what we're about to walk into. There's an arena here which you can fight a dragon boss. I forget the name. But yeah, from here you can either walk over to the temple, or you can walk over to the place where the worm faces are, with the death blight pools. So that's all fun. Another noteworthy thing in the area is once you get rid of the boss, you can walk through his arena, and there's some more rubble to drop down upon. Once you've made your way down, run across these platforms, and in the distance you can see a site of grace. Now, around that site of grace is the location where you can lie to start the Placidusax, or however you pronounce his name, fight. I've already killed him, so I can't travel there. The next portal, called Night Sky Unceasing, will teleport you to the underground area. Once you're here, make your way down the rubble. And all in all, this area is pretty similar to the unmodded version of the game. However, instead of the Horn Charm here, you will find a warding remnant. The Crucible Knight is still there, however I've already killed him, as usual. And there are two new waygates. There is a dual-way teleporter to Mohgwyn Palace, as I'm going through right now. One thing to note is that the waygate is active, so if you get to Mohgwyn Palace before activating this teleporter, there is nothing of note up the top there. So you might as well save a Stone Sword key and not bother coming here. It is, however, a cool way to Mohgwyn Palace if you do snatch one of these Stone Sword keys pretty quickly. This waygate here is a one-way to the rest of the underground area. You can't go back from here, so keep that in mind when hopping over. The next waygate, named Precipice of Anticipation, will send you over to the Chapel of Anticipation. This area is very similar to the base game, but of course in Convergence you don't spawn here, or well, you're not let out here, so you will have to fight the Graphid Scion here. He drops the usual, the Oriental straight swords and his shield. But everything else of note in the area is up towards the main chapel. Items to note up here are the Stormhawk King Ashes, necessary from the Feli's quest, and the Banished Knight Armor, which, if you want to see the stats of it, increases your intelligence, faith, and endurance, and increases your physical damage by 2%. And that is scaled down on the helmet and the other pieces of armor. You will also find a waygate which will take you to the Royal Lineage Everjail, in which you fight a new enemy in Convergence, who is a Banished Knight, if I remember correctly. I've already done this, so I can't really show you. The final, most northern waygate is labelled Ancestral Decay, and I have not been here. So, what's here awaits to be seen. Wonderful! Just what I want to see. Anyway, that is those were the 4 locations of the Stone Sword Keys, and also where they take you, and how useful those locations are in the Convergence mod. That is all. Goodbye.